Hi friends, in this video I'd like to share with you a simple but powerful message. The message is, to succeed you must take risk. Most people don't like to take risk, they like to remain secure. But what we need to understand is, if you focus only on security, at best you can survive, but you will never thrive. So I've been teaching leadership and happiness for over 30 years. My name is Avinash Ananda, and I have learned one thing, that unless you are willing to take risk, unless you are willing to step out of your comfort zone, you can never truly be happy, nor can you truly live life the way you want to. So let's begin to understand why we must take risk, how to take risk, and how to be more successful with taking risk in this video message. Let's begin.
Didn't even get to cross.
Hi friends, I'm Avinash Ananda. I'm here to talk to you about taking risk. The first question that comes to mind is, why is it that people don't take risk? Because it is more comfortable to remain in what is called the comfort zone. Because when you ever tries to do something different, there is a little bit of discomfort that happens before you get comfortable with the new normal. When does change happen? Change happens when the environment changes. Change happens when there is an intense experience that makes us change. But for the most part, people don't change much. And taking risk is about change. Let me share with you a story. See, I learned this when I was about 10 years old. I went to the circus and I saw a very interesting sight. Behind the circus, I was walking around and I saw a big elephant tied with a thin rope to a nail in the ground. And I saw a baby elephant tied with a thick chain to the trunk of a tree. So I said, hey, this should be the other way around. No? The big elephant should be tied with the chain and the baby elephant can be tied with the rope, because if with the rope, if the big elephant runs away, then there will be chaos. People will get hurt. So I went to the circus manager there and I told him, I was a 10-year-old kid. Now this circus manager gave me one of my first lessons in psychology. You know what he told me? He said, this is the way we train our elephants. The baby elephant we tie with a thick chain so that the baby cannot get away. The baby tries to get away, cannot get away. Again, it tries and cannot get away. By the time the baby elephant grows up, he gives up. And when he gives up, we don't even have to waste a chain there. We put a thin rope because the chain is in his mind. The barriers are in the mind. Most of our barriers are in our mind. Martin Seligman, father of positive psychology, calls this learned helplessness. We learn to be comfortable. We learn to be helpless. We learn to stop taking risk. I'd like to share with you a beautiful poem on taking risk. But before that, I want to share with you a powerful formula. It's called worst case scenario decision making formula from the science of meta-mind alignment, the science of leadership and happiness. The way it goes is this: ask yourself two questions. Whenever you're faced with a situation where you need to take risk, ask yourself two questions. The first question you ask yourself is, if I do this, whatever you want to do, what is the worst thing that will happen? Okay. Ask yourself. So for example, if you have to lend somebody a book or some money, what's the worst thing that will happen? They will not give it back to you. The second question you ask yourself is, if that worst thing happens, can I handle it? If you can handle it, do it. If you cannot handle it, don't do it. I'm not talking about taking foolish risks. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being sensible, being prudent, but at the same time exploring possibilities. Because Helen Keller said, life is either a daring adventure or nothing. See a beautiful ship that is moored at the docks. It looks beautiful, it looks fantastic, but that's not what it's meant for. It's meant to be in the seas. It's meant to face the storms and to emerge victorious. That's what we are meant for. So I leave you with a little poem, which is a very powerful poem on risk. And it goes like this. To laugh is to risk appearing a fool. To weep is to risk appearing sentimental. To reach out for another is to risk involvement. To try at all is to risk failure. But risk we must. Because the person who risks nothing is nothing, has nothing, does nothing. Chained to his limitations, he is a slave. Only the person who risks can truly be called free. Dear viewers, dear friends, you are free. Most of the barriers are in the mind because fear is false evidence appearing real. Go for what you believe is possible. There will be only one of two outcomes. Either you will succeed or you will learn a lesson. Jeff Bezos, founder and CEO of Amazon, said this beautifully, and I paraphrase. He said that when I'm 80 years old, I will not regret the things that I attempted and failed. The one thing that I will regret is the things that I've not attempted at all because I was afraid. Live life the way it is meant to be lived. Don't have any regrets. Take risk. Thank you very much.